Hi, this is Zak Mir with the US Chartbreakers here at Zak's Traders Cafe for Sunday, the 18th of June. Starting off with the S&P, where obviously there's been a little bit of a pullback after the stellar run that this market had. I think we peaked around 44.48, which is pretty remarkable. I don't think many people were seeing that. And the view here is that while we're above our previous target around 43.60, still looking for as high as 4,700 by the end of the summer. In this case, that means by the end of August. Obviously, we'll probably be due something of a retracement, 43.60, and then possibly down towards 42.80, these potential support areas, but early days yet on that. Moving along to the stocks and a mixture of new names and old faces. Starting off with this one in particular, Bitdeer Technologies. Here, a massive push through the 200-day moving average around $9.35, looking for as high as $12 by the end of this month. And obviously, then after that, a retest of the $14.60 area by the end of next month. So that the trend channel would then be drawn like that. But let's see how we go over the near term. In terms of support, really, I suppose support on the way down just below the $10 level, around $9.60 would be the potential stop loss, but obviously that takes us back near the 200-day line anyway. A new situation here to take a look at is Duos. I think we covered it here before, but rising trend channel from October, gap higher on Friday, looking for $7 at the top of that channel, hopefully by the end of this month or much sooner. And that's valid while we hold above the $5 area. So above 5, looking for 7 rather simply there for Duos. Stock which has been gapping up quite wildly over the recent past is Corning. Here you can see that we gapped through the 50-day moving average, we gapped above the 200-day line. We broke old resistance from April around the $34.30 level, and above that we're looking for the top of that broadening triangle from September last year as high as $40 as soon as the end of next month. So looking pretty impressive there for Corning. You can see that basically we broke a line of resistance, which I'm just about to draw here, from back in January with this week's gap, double gaps through the old April resistance zone. So pretty impressive stuff there for Corning. A stock which I covered earlier last week is coming up next, and that's in the form of Greenidge. Here you can see that Greenwich Generation doing rather well in terms of recovering after obviously what's been a rather long bear run for the shares. Here the highlight is that we've had strong into the week, breaking back above the old support there from back in basically the turn of the year, around $2.25, above $2.25, looking for the 50-day line at just shy of $4 by the end of next month, and obviously the bigger picture target at the top of that falling trend channel at $6, hopefully later in the summer. But the key here is holding that $2.25 area, and it looks as though that may happen. Next stock, not so familiar perhaps, is Galecto. Here you can see that shares have managed to bounce off the 50-day moving average quite aggressively during the week. That means that we're in a rising trend channel, which I'm just about to draw now, with the top of the channel there heading for up to $3.70, ideally over the next 2 to 3 weeks. The top of the floor of the channel here, basically near the 200-day line at basically at $2. And the view now is that the longer we stay above the initial June resistance around $2.50, the greater the chance of 350 plus over the next few weeks. Nice setup on the next stock, which is Lixte biotechnology here, a falling wedge, and what we're looking for here is that the shares break through the falling wedge and the 50-day line around $6.20, and above that looking for as high as $8 by the end of next month. And that would obviously fill the gap there that we had back in April too. So that is an interesting setup in terms of the stock bottoming out after that massive spike that we had earlier in the year. But the key here, breaking the 50-day line, $6.20, and heading up to $8. stock which has been covered again quite recently is Lanzatech Global, and it's coming up trumps in terms of its price action. We hit our first target there around $4.80, about $4.80. Got a fresh target for perhaps as soon as the end of next month, as high as $8, and obviously that would be by way of the 200-day line around $7.15. But the key here is holding above 480 over the near term as the stop loss. Next stock is the quaintly named Molekule. Obviously, somebody doesn't know how to spell, but at least they've got a recovery stock in the making. Rising trend channel base here, a rebound above the 50-day moving average around $4.80, and above that, looking around above rather $1.80, and above that, looking for $3.50 as soon as the end of next month. The key here is the way that the stock over the recent past in the 150 to 180 area has been able to find support at and above the 50-day moving average. We've also got an uptrend line in the RSI window backing that rising trend channel base. nCino is next, and this is a another decent looking charting setup. Nice breakout through the 200-day line. Gap close buy signal as well, so closing above 27.40 by quite some margin, obviously. And the view here is that we'll see progress for the stock within a rising trend channel from the end of last year, heading as high as $40 perhaps as soon as the end of next month. In the meantime, probably want to see the shares remain above the $30 mark, which was resistance on the way down. Down to the last two, and the first one is Neovolta. The picture here, another stock which has gone cleanly through the 200-day line and also hit our first target, 380, which is obviously very pleasant. Above 380, looking for as high as $5.60 by the end of next month, which is a resistance line projection from basically October last year. But the key here again, holding that previous target as a new support, around $3.80, and heading higher from there. Sientra, another stock which we've covered recently, and it looks like it's getting its act together. Here you can see a rising trend channel base. We have the false dawn breakup through the 200-day line, which was rather painful in terms of the retreat, but we've bounced off the gap, and hopefully we'll be able to retest the $3 area by the end of this month and head up to the top of the trend channel at $4.25 by the end of next month. If you're cautious, wait for an end of day close through the 200-day line there at $2.70. But that gap gap floor rebound, rather, a decent, strong signal. That's it for me today. More updates during the week.